everybody. I'm a little bit early, about 2 minutes early, so we're gonna wait for folks to pop on. But it is story time. So today we're going to be reading a story here with the pigs full circle. So let me show you who we're with today. We are with Penny Pig, and then over here is Mr. Babar. Hi. And over there is Miss Hyacinth. So we are all together this afternoon, and we're going to be reading a story about pigs. Hi Daniel, hi Courtney, thanks for joining us. So our friends at Stone Pier Press were very generous in that they gave us permission to read this story live online today. This is Sprig the Rescue Pig by Leslie Crawford and Sonia Stengel. And this is a really, really awesome book. If you haven't checked it out, you can go to Stone Pier Press, to their website, and they have this one, and as well later on today we're going to be reading the companion book, Gwen the Rescue Hen. But today we are with Miss Penny Pig. She is the first pig that ever came to the sanctuary, and in fact the very first animal that started the sanctuary, and she's taken a nap here in the little pig house. So we are going to read Sprig the Rescue Pig with a napping Miss Penny this afternoon. So let's get started. So I hope you guys are ready for a story time. This is Sprig the Rescue Pig. Once again, this is by Leslie Crawford and Sonia Stengel, and it is available from Stone Pier Press. There is their logo, and if you're interested in ordering any of their books, definitely suggest that you check out their website. Hi Devin! We are just about to start the story. You're in time. Alright, this is Sprig the Rescue Pig by Leslie Crawford, with illustrations by Sonia Stengel. That's right, Miss Penn. Get comfy. It's time for stories. I know. Yeah. You ready? Okay. Sometimes you know things, even if you don't have words for them. So even though he didn't have the words, this is what Pig knew on that blazingly hot day as he sped along a country road in a jam-packed truck with lots of other unhappy pigs, most of them bigger than he was. Pig knew that this was no life for a pig. Without being braggy, Pig also knew he was pretty darn smart, and that's saying a lot. Why? Because pigs are very intelligent animals. He was also charming. All the other pigs told him so. But what did smarts and charm matter if your life was miserable? Because Pig knew he was also very sad. Just this morning he had left one unbearable pig-crammed space for another, only this one was moving. Until it stopped. Screech! The pigs bumped and rammed into one another, and a chorus of grunts and shrieks erupted. Eee! Oof! Ugh! Oh, the din. Then Pig turned into an even bigger sound. A freight train passed in front of the truck. Shush, 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 shush. That's right, Miss Penn. Then another noise. Ah! It was the truck driver, who was annoyed about being late for his delivery. But just as the commotion intensified, something quite strange and wonderful happened. Amid the squeals and the screeches, the clamor and the chaos, the rest of the world suddenly fell away, and it was beautifully quiet. For Pig, anyway. Because he'd gotten wind of the most scrumptious scent ever. Pig had caught a whiff of rich forest soil, ripe red berries, mouth-watering, crisp fresh leaves, mouth-watering mushrooms that hid among tree roots. His finely attuned snout told him that in just a few sniffs, which was peculiar because he had never been in his life been outdoors. Suddenly, Pig knew what he had to go do. He had to go after that smell. Hey Molly, thanks for joining us. "Excuse me, pardon me," grunted Pig as he slipped his limber young body through the crowd of pigs. He stopped for a moment and lifted his nose. Sniff, sniff. "Penny, can you do the sniffs for us?" She's like, "I'm napping." "It's out there." He pushed and pressed and shoved his way to the edge of the truck where he paused. There are times it's a mighty good thing we aren't good at certain things. This was one of those times. Pigs may have tremendous senses of smell, but their eyesight, not so much. Had Pig been able to see below him, he might never have done the crazy thing he was about to do. He took a leap, well, really more of a step, off the edge of the truck. Thwamp! "Am I dead?" Pig thought, and then realized that since he could think this, he couldn't be. He scrambled to his feet, just in time. "What the?" It was the driver who was looking at Pig in his rearview mirror. He jumped out of his truck and charged at Pig. Thump, thump. Yikes! Pig did the only thing that a very scared pig could do. Run! "Run, Pig, run!" His other pig friends cheered. He almost stopped to look back at his friends, but the man was gaining on him. If he didn't get away now, it was bacon for him. So Pig raced down a hill towards the rich foresty smell and away from the driver's pounding footsteps. "Run, Pig, run!" "Hi, Mikey." Pig ran and ran until he was absolutely certain he'd left the driver behind. Panting, he finally stopped and looked around. "Where am I?" Ah! Pig breathed in the deliciousness of the woods and felt the velvety black soil under his hooves. He tossed a few oak leaves in the air and then discovered a tiny heap of tender, tasty acorns. Munching, he returned to the soft soil and rolled in it. Was this hog heaven? Indeed, it was. But what's that? He'd caught wind of something irresistible. There, right over that hill. Pig took off in search of it. Within moments, Pig found just what he'd been smelling. It sat on the middle of a blanket. Ooh, my goodness! Just waiting for him to eat it. Pig went for it at the very same time as a girl named Rory. "Ah!" screamed Rory. "No!" yelled her mom. "Eek!" yelled Pig. That first meeting between Sprig and Rory could have ended right there. When a pig crashes your picnic, it's pretty terrifying for everyone involved. But instead, something altogether unexpected happened. Rory held out her peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and Pig swallowed it in one gulp. Wow, they both thought. Pig's tail began wagging furiously. Rory leaned over and gently scratched the sensitive spot behind his ears. More, thought Pig. He rolled over so Rory could reach his hard-to-get spots. Rory's mom was taking in the whole scene. She realized how unusual it was for a piglet to be alone in the woods. She understood how dangerous it could be. She knew there was only one thing to do. "It's time to go home," her mom said. Rory stopped scratching. Pig nuzzled her hand, hoping for more. "And the little guy comes with us." "Yes!" Rory threw her arms around her mom. Pig looked up at Rory. He knew something good was happening. He wondered if it would taste good. Rory picked up a picnic blanket and gently tied it around Pig's neck like a leash. "Come on, Pig," she said. "Wait, we can't just call you Pig. How about Twig? Fig? Sprig. Yes, Sprig." Pig, well, Sprig, wagged his tail. And just like that, Sprig had a leash, a name, and a person who took him home in time for dinner. The next day was Sunday for everyone else, but for Rory, it was Pig Day. "Hello, Sprig," Rory said. He looked at her expectantly. "Okay, we'll go for a walk." She tied the picnic blanket around the little pig's neck and... Whoa, thought Sprig as they left the house. So many smells, so many sounds. Wait, what's that? A scruffy white dog had stopped and was sniffing him. Not knowing what else to do, Sprig led him. "I like your dog," said Rory. "What's his name?" "Bix," said the girl at the end of the leash. "I found him running loose on the street. He's a rescue dog." "I like your pig. What's his name?" "Sprig," said Rory. "I found him running loose in the woods."
I guess he's a rescue pig." Sprig, who'd just caught a delectable new scent, wasn't listening. He tugged so hard on the picnic blanket leash that Rory had no choice but to follow him. "Hold on, Sprig," she said. "See you later," she called behind her. The next day was Monday, which was definitely not Pig Day. "You need to go to school, Rory," said her mom, "and I need to go to the office." There was no point in arguing. Rory led Sprig to their backyard and gave him a scratch. "Don't worry, I'll be back soon." Sprig sat down, watching the spot where Rory had disappeared. Then he poked his snout through the fence, but Rory was still gone. He looked around the yard and found a ball. He pushed it around, tossing it in the air. Then he rolled it in the grass a few times. Looking towards the gate again, he felt a little pang. On Tuesday, after Rory left for school, Sprig tried cheering himself up by eating all the flowers in the yard. On Wednesday, he dug holes all over the lawn looking for mushrooms or acorn. Nothing. Humph! On Thursday, he rubbed up against a small tree so hard trying to get an itchy spot that he brought it down. Uh-oh. On Friday, Sprig had an idea, a really good one if he did say so himself. He trotted to the gate and nuzzled it. In no time, he'd lifted the latch and the gate swung open. Woohoo! Sprig did a little pig jig out onto the street and... honk, honk, screech! A truck stopped inches from Sprig. The little pig froze. "That was close," said the delivery man, stepping out of his truck. "Don't worry, little pig, I've got you." He ran towards Sprig. Thump, thump. That sound, for Sprig it meant only one thing, and it wasn't good. He began running wildly in confused circles, nearly blind with fear and the memory of what he had escaped from. But there, Sprig got a whiff of something, someone familiar, with just a hint of PB&J sandwich. "Sprig!" Rory suddenly appeared before him. "Sprig, here I am!" He let out a high-pitched squeal of joy and pressed his trembling body against Rory. "It's okay, Sprig, it's okay." It is okay, Sprig thought. Everything's all right now. The two friends walked back to the house where Rory's mom met them at the door. "Hey," she said, "I have an idea." On Saturday, Sprig woke up with a sense that something was different. "Hi, Sprig," said Rory quietly. Worried, he followed her so closely he bumped into her as he moved around the kitchen, packing snacks in a bag. Rory turned and gave him a nice long scratch. "Come on, Sprig," she said. "We have to go." She tied his picnic blanket leash on and led him to the car. They drove for a while. Aromas gradually shifted from city to country, from buses and buildings, yes, buildings have smells, to the sumptuous perfumes of the forests and fields. Sprig lay his head on Rory's lap and talked to himself in contented grunts, as pigs do when they're relaxed. You may have heard Penny grunting contentedly too. Then the car turned into a wide gate and stopped. We're here," said Rory's mom. Sprig sat up in his seat and felt a tickle in his nose. What a sweet scent. Was it? Yes, other pigs! And as pigs know how to smell such things, he didn't smell fear, he smelled joy. "Sprig will love it here," a man was saying. "Plenty of pig friends, mud baths, and Tuesday's mashed potato night." He reached down to Sprig and gave him a rub behind the ears. "Oh," thought Sprig, smiling, "nice." Rory held the end of the picnic blanket leash close for a moment and then passed it to the man, who took it from her gently. He walked Sprig to a nearby pasture filled with grass and oh, so many pigs! These pigs weren't crowded in small pens. They were outside in the sunshine, moving where they liked and chatting, as pigs do. Sprig looked back at Rory. "I don't want to leave her, but look at those pigs!" He took a few small steps. Then he couldn't help himself. He broke into a run. "Hello, pigs!" "Sprig!" Rory called. He stopped and turned around. "I'll see you soon, I promise." Rory was quiet as they drove away. Her mom said, "We have one more stop to make before we get home." They took the exit just before their usual one and pulled up in front of a tan building. Inside, her mom approached a woman standing at a counter. "My daughter's ready for a pet," she said. "Anyone here in need of a friend?" "I know just the dog," said the woman. "Come meet Sprig." the end. If you purchase this book, it's got some great facts about pigs at the very end of the book. So thank you again to our friends from Stone Pier Press for letting us read this book today. This was Sprig the Rescue Pig by Leslie Crawford and Sonia Stengel. And thank you, Penny, for joining us. So we're here in the barn. Oh, awesome, Diana. With Penny Pig. She's taking a little nap. And over here is Miss Hyacinth Pig. So why don't we give some of the pigs a belly rub while we're here. Show you guys. So this is Miss Hyacinth here with her head out in the sunshine. And she loves to get all adjusted for a rub on her belly. Oh my goodness. There we go. Alright. And over here is Mr. Babar. And all of them sat so nice and quiet for the story. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's give that ear a scratch. Thank you guys so much for joining us for story time. Later on this afternoon, we are going to be reading one more story by the same authors. This is going to come up if you join us back at 3 p.m. We're going to be reading Gwen the Rescue Hen, over probably with some hens. But thank you guys so much for joining us for story time. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to drop a comment down below about some other things you'd like to see from us, and let us know what you guys are doing if you're stuck at home right now. If you are interested in getting involved with the sanctuary, because we've had to cancel a lot of the things that would have netted us donations this month, you can donate through the link in the description, and we will see you back here at 3 p.m. today. So thank you guys so much for sitting here and listening to a story with us, and we'll see you later. Bye guys!